Hi, welcome to Mission Driven Monday. My name is Chantel Adams, and I'm here with Tamika Auwai. She is from Canada, I just found out, so far away. So we're making this international show now with our little Canadian friend. So hello, Tamika.
Hello.
I'm really excited to talk to Tamika today. She's got lots of experience in lots of different areas. Originally, she went to college, got a degree in business administration, but I know that you worked as a fashion consultant, and
Mhm.
currently you have your own kind of creative design firm,
It's
um,
digital marketing agency.
digital marketing.
But yeah,
Yeah,
creative content.
and I love your motto or what you have on your website where you say that what you're there to do is accelerate impact and help you grow your tribe one post at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's really relevant, especially right now where everyone kind of feels like they should have a tribe because we all have a
Mm-hmm.
voice and everybody's online. And then for you to really take it and be really intentional about what you're putting out there,
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's
Mm-hmm.
really cool. So thank you for
Thank
what you
you.
do.
Thank you.
All right, Tamika, are you ready to get started?
I am.
All right, good. Well, every week we ask the same three questions. I love these questions because we get to hear from women who are in different life stages, who are in different parts of the country, who perhaps are in even different parts of the world. But we're going to start with our first question. And Tamika, I want you to tell me something that you're really, really proud of, an accomplishment that you didn't think that you could do it or you overcame something that you just look back and you go, you know what, I'm really proud that I did that. Can you tell me about that?
You know what? I thought about these questions, beforehand, and a couple things popped up here and there. And really, what I feel most proud of in this moment is that it's not easy to be an entrepreneur. I've been doing this for 10 years, and there have been times and years where this, it was not a successful endeavor, really, really hard on my family, created, some debt, and that could be something that I'm
Mm-hmm.
proud of, kind of, reversing that. But I think the biggest thing is just that I'm still here, that I'm still doing what I love, that I have been committed to figuring that out. I know that it's tied to my purpose and that I've been committed to figuring out my purpose over the last 10 years, as roller coaster like as it might
Yeah.
feel at times. Yeah. So I think it's not any one moment, but just, every day is a different day. And today in the moment, it is very much the journey that I've been on. I'm very proud um, to have walked the walk and to be where I am today.
Yeah, I've stayed the course. Well, I know
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times we talk about kind of following your passion and
Mm-hmm.
doing what you love. And I very much believe in that too. But also, I've been reading lately where it's like, yeah, that's important, but you also got to do what you're good at. And
Yeah.
sometimes those two things aren't the same. Um, as your career sort of evolved from what you were good at to what you loved, how did you fill the gap?
Yeah, you know what? That is really poignant, especially since you did your proper research and you pulled up the fashion stuff. It's interesting because when I got started, I really was following what I love. I had always wanted to have a career in fashion, and I had a really great marketing career before I was laid off in '08. But when it was time to kind of do my own thing, I thought, yes, this is my opportunity. I'm going to do
Mhm.
something in fashion, and I loved it. But it really wasn't the thing that no, I shouldn't say that I wasn't good at it, but I understood that it is not the thing that I want to do for money,
Yeah.
and the thing that I'm really great at is marketing, is communications and creative strategy, and I'm really great at that, and I can make really great money at it. So there was a time where I did have to sort of let the first version of the business go, and kind of you know, just decide and um, be okay and kind of mourn a little bit, that, oh, like this thing that I love is not actually going to fulfill me as a career. It has to
Mhm.
just be the thing that I love to do because I love to do it, and,
Yeah.
and let it be its own piece. So I think navigating it, for me, it's really been a journey in becoming more and more self-aware, becoming clearer and clearer about like what feels good and what doesn't, and really listening to people as well, listening to the people around me reflect back to me what it is that I'm great at and what they are looking for in terms of service. And that's been the magic ticket. That's, you know, the agency is only a year and a half old, and we got to multi six figures like without even really marketing, you know, yet. This year is our first year, you know, that we're going to do some more outward facing marketing. It grew by referral because people recognized what I was great at even before I was willing to kind of admit, you know, I was just like, oh, that's the thing I went to school for. And it's, you know, kind of discounting it and wanting to follow the passion that shows up with the thing that you love. But that is a really great point. They're like, sometimes they are both in the same and sometimes they're not. And you have to be willing to listen to yourself, but listen to people around you in many senses too, which is hard as an entrepreneur, right? Because we always want to listen to our own voice and not sort of take what other people are saying as sort of fact. But sometimes that is really, really informative.
Yeah. You know? Well, and I'm really glad that you said that, because it's so easy to dismiss the things that people say to us about what we're good at. Like we want to go, oh, no, not really. It's okay. You know, somebody else can do that. But to really pay attention to the things that people say that you're good at and that you really enjoy doing, you know, those are clues to your future and what you're going to be someday.
Exactly.
So to write those down and to really internalize them, I love that that's one of the things that you said. And I'm sure for everyone, they're really inspired by the fact that you're like, wow, you grew this business in a year and a half to multi six figures. That's a huge accomplishment. So congratulations.
Thank you.
On that. Congratulations. So now that you're doing this, I mean, that's a big deal and probably a learning curve in some ways. So in this new season that you're in, can you tell me a little bit about what you're learning right now?
What I'm learning right now, this has been, you know, a masterclass in seeking support in all levels. Like an agency is not one person. An agency is a community. It's a crew. And for a long time, I was really great at kind of I can do it all by myself. You know, I'm a very driven person, firstborn. You know, I'm a Leo. If you're into astrology, so I'll take charge and I'll get it all done. And so it has been a real learning curve for me to ask for support first. And to think about how can I be supported to get things done for myself and for clients instead of saying, how can I do it all myself and then burn out, you know, kind of crash and burn, because, you know, I've done that before too. I've done that before too. And so so this right now is really and truly about what does support look and feel like for myself, for my clients. How do I have a you know, a really committed group around me to kind of get things done, and also to be very clear about what actually feels supportive versus you know, kind of just taking the help that's available. You know, in kind of growing the agency, it's been figuring out who are the right people on the team and being kind of brave enough to have conversations when nothing is wrong with the person, but it's just not the right fit for support for the vision that I have and for the experience that I want for my clients. So it's kind of both. It's allowing the support in and being being able to have the conversations when the fit's not right, and to kind of make adjustments so that like ideal support is in place.
Right. Well, and I know you have a family too. So do you see that a lot of those strategies and tactics that you're using in your work also transfer to how you manage your family as well, and how your family operates, and vice versa?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's definitely a reflection, because it can be really easy. I've got two kiddos. I've got a 4-year-old and a 10-year-old, and it can be really easy to, you know, again, you wear the mom badge and you're like, I'm gonna do all the things, and there have been times where I have to say to my husband, like, listen, or not even sometimes say, just allow him, you know, to help and to do things, and to trust that like it's cool. He's got this too. We're a team in this, and it's, you know, support means allowing myself to be supported and not having to always do all the things. Like earlier this month, what month are we in? Oh my gosh, February. earlier this month in February, I went to the Bahamas for a few days for a business mastermind. And it was really interesting because the first day of the mastermind, I found myself like really, like I couldn't be present. I was really caught up in like, is everything okay there, at home, meaning, and, the night I was leaving, my son woke up in the middle of the night. He had a little low-grade fever. So I had all that weighing on me. And I'm like, is everything going to be okay? And I found myself in literal paradise, looking around and being like, I'm not actually here. I'm like worried about what's over there. And, I'm supported. Like, so why am I doing that? So, and I noticed that, in the business too, it's not the thing needs to be done, but it doesn't always need to be done by me. I have a great mentor who says that quite often, and it applies in business, it applies at home,
yes.
It applies everywhere. Yeah, it doesn't have to be done by me.
Yeah. Good. Well, thank you for sharing about that. I really appreciate it. I know sometimes it's hard to share both personal and professional, but so thank you for doing both.
Oh, they're one and the same for me. It's one of those things, right? Like I don't believe that you can, as a mother, I can't speak for the fathers, but as a mother, I don't think that you can kind of separate them. Particularly when you're an entrepreneur, it's like, every decision you make about your business also impacts your family.
Right.
It's quite different. And I think even for career women as well, right? Like, you take a promotion and that's going to impact family, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Well, when you think about the future, you're still very young. You have a lot of years ahead of you. So when you think about the future, Tamika, can you tell me a little bit about who she is? And I know when I sent you this question, I said, sometimes I think about this in terms of like 3 adjectives that I want to kind of strive towards. And you can answer this any way you want. So tell me how you would answer it.
My aspirational self. I think I identify as a trailblazer. I don't know today in this moment what that means, but I do see myself as being a model or role model for the young women kind of coming up behind me who are creative, who are, and who really want to pave their own way. I spent a lot of time kind of in my 20s and, trying to do the things, check the list, check the boxes based on what I felt everyone, wanted for me. And I think for me, my aspirational self is the woman who has the business and the life and the family that she really wants and desires for her, not because it's right or wrong for anyone else, and without, kind of even having to consider sort of what other people think. I think that's thing number one. So definitely kind of like blazing the trail. And I think also my aspirational self is really I see myself as a platform isn't the right word, but it's the word that's coming to me. I really want to be a person or someone who holds a space for people who have deep messages to share. And, we do a bit of that now today, but I just see that kind of growing and accelerating, giving people permission to share their message and share their gifts, get them out into the world in a really powerful, impactful way. And so I hope to continue to hold the space that makes that possible for a lot more people.
That's really good. When you started the digital marketing agency, was there a message that you felt like you wanted to share with the world? I know you work with a lot of women, and you're a woman of color. And so, is there a message that you really, that you want to get out there and that this gives you the platform to do that?
Yeah. So the majority of my clients are change agents or transformational, experts, coaches, so we've got a lot of coaches, every kind, and they're really here to bring new forms of thought and new tools and ideas into the world to make change. And so for me, in creating the agency, the big idea and the message that I wanted to share is that information is important and education is important, but today I believe that needs to come outside of the traditional models that are out there. So, I mean, school is great, and it has its own value, but there's so much to learn and to know from other people, and you know what I mean. So it was really my desire was really to put that into the forefront, and certainly as a Black woman, there you can look at the coaching industry, and it is quite homogenous. But what I love about my clients is many times they will ask how we can change that, ask what we can do differently. And so I get to be a part of, supporting them in the journey of just of waking up to conversations around inclusion and diversity and everything else, not from an intention of being kind of the poster child for it. And certainly I do endeavor kind of one day to maybe be my own, to share my own message a little bit more broadly. But I think today it just feels really great to be able to inspire the conversation, support, and then hold space for some folks who are already doing it and need and are asking for support, which I think is so important.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome that you've created that space for them. And I think this is one of my favorite things about doing these Mission Driven Monday interviews is, sometimes I interview women that I've known for a long time, and sometimes I get to interview somebody new that I just met. And every single time I leave so inspired, and I just wish that I could get all of these women together. Because I have so many more questions I would love to ask you. I want to spend more time with you, and I hope that there are other opportunities to do that, and that our paths cross again. And I want to thank you so much for the time that you spent with me today.
Oh, my pleasure, and I would love that. We'll have to think of what that looks like one day.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.